Hey, what's up? It's Comic95 the Savior, and yeah, you're gonna have to excuse my hair. I just woke up. I woke up a little while ago, but I haven't done anything to my hair. I finally got the courage to cut off the straight ends, except for the front. I damaged the crap out of the front of my hair. No matter how wet I make this, it just stays straight. I washed my hair and everything. I put, curly hair products inside of it. Nope, it is not going to curl. I have to either cut this crap off or I don't even know. But yeah, this is not relaxed hair, so I'm shocked. Especially the front part really has no relaxed hair, because this is the part that I'm constantly trimming because I have bangs. But I finally cut the straight ends that were really long in the back of my head, which I should have done a long time ago. But I actually like this. Look at the little curls that it left behind. And I didn't do anything to this. I literally just brushed my hair. But anyway, we're not making this video to get on me and how crazy I look right now. I just felt in the mood to make a video, so y'all know how I am. Just gonna talk as I'm is. I already know that I look good. I ain't gotta prove nothing to y'all. Y'all can look back at my old videos, Instagram, etc. This is not the place for me to thirst trap people, which is perfect. That's the topic of this video. I found it really, really interesting that I got into a little bit of, I love Twitter because it's perfect for making YouTube videos for me. A little bit of a debate with a couple of people, and specifically one girl. I'm assuming it was a girl. I ain't got time for your little gender specific pronouns. I ain't doing all that shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. Okay, we're gonna call you a bitch, you're a woman, or a ma'am, or whatever the fuck you want to be. So yeah, somebody made a post on Twitter and it was talking about let me go back and actually read it. But it was basically talking about being catfished. It was saying that they could tell you haven't had a girlfriend before if you feel like you're being catfished when you see your girl without their makeup on. And so I said, and I'm saying this as a woman myself who does wear not only makeup, but I wear extensions, I wear wigs, weave, everything. And I just started that after I joined the bald-headed hoe club. Now, I will say that even although my hair is now long enough where I don't feel like I need to have extensions and whatnot, my hair is not as long as it used to be. It's still in the process of growing back, mainly because I keep straightening my hair, and I was refusing to cut off the damaged bits of my hair. And on top of that, if that is not enough, what was I gonna say? Yeah, between me constantly applying heat to my hair, stopping it from growing back, I did keep changing my mind, and I would get a relaxer every so often, which was also dragging out the process because the line demarcation and not keeping up with the relaxer, and you get the whole shebang. I had to learn all of this the hard way because I didn't grow up with a relaxer and a perm and weave and cut with them. My mama didn't allow that stuff. I had a very strict mother. It wasn't just where you can go and have boys. No. I was not allowed to alter my hair. My mom I was literally pulling teeth for her to allow me to straighten my hair. I straightened my hair for the first time when I was almost 10 years old. Most black people, even if you didn't have a relaxer, you had your hair straightened when you were much younger than that. So, back on subject. There's people that never got to straighten their hair until they were teenagers or whatnot. So, anyway, back on topic. Yeah, I responded back and I was like, I kind of agree with that, but it depends on what we're talking about here. A lot of people, and I specifically say Western women, they wear a ton of makeup to the point where you are catfishing somebody, where you don't look like the same person at all. It's one thing where you look a little bit different, because obviously going from having skin that is clear and having eyelashes that are a little bit longer, there's going to be a difference. For example, me. However, I don't wear eyeshadow. I don't wear super overdone eyebrows. I don't wear thick, broom dustpan lashes. And mind you, I'm not talking about myself, because I'm a Western woman technically too. I'm an American. So, this is not about me. I'm not getting my feelings involved. I was actually praising and saying, when it comes to Japan, that's not really a thing. Anybody that lives in Japan knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I was implying that it's not a thing. I think I said it directly. Japanese women don't wear makeup like that. Anybody living in Japan, male or female, straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever the fuck you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Asian women don't, specifically Japanese, is what I was getting at. In fact, I would say Asian women in general. I'm not talking about the viral TikTok, YouTube videos of people that put tape on their nose and they pull it off and look like a fucking man at the end of it. I'm not talking about that type of shit. I'm talking about regular, everyday makeup. Not the made for foreigners, subculture, Harajuku, geisha type shit. No. I'm talking about normal, everyday makeup. God, my nose is itchy. Japanese women pretty much look the fucking same. The only difference that you'll see when their makeup comes off is, of course, like how my skin is right now. You'll see like acne scars, maybe a mole or two that was being covered up. You're not going to see anything drastically different. Like, oh my god, that's the same girl. It just doesn't happen here. People look the same. Why? Because if all you're wearing is foundation, you have on a little bit of mascara, lightly lined, cat eye, whatever going on, a little bit of eyeliner, you're gonna look the fuck. That's what I wear. I wear everyday makeup. I always wear the same makeup. I wear foundation. I lightly do my eyebrows. I wear a little bit of mascara. I wear a little bit of light eyeliner. I don't wear anything extreme. You are not going to see a huge drastic difference between me with makeup versus without makeup. I don't look that fucking different. The biggest difference that you will see with me is when I change my hair. For example, right now you're seeing me with curly, messy hair versus me when I normally have bangs or straight hair or long hair with extensions. That's a big difference. And yes, if you were somebody that likes girls with long hair, I would consider that as being a catfish. I agree. I'm not getting my own feelings involved. However, somebody that doesn't wear the big, thick dust broom eyelashes and the 6 different colors of eyeshadow, extreme contouring and crap like that, and bronzer, this, that, and the other. Yeah, even I could say for myself, when I see these girls and I see what they look like without their makeup, I'm like, oh my god, that's you? You look like a whole other fucking person. Makeup should enhance your beauty, not turn you into somebody completely different. And I can't speak in men's defense. You are cheating them. In fact, the best example I can give, and this is going to really anger people because you're not going to like who said it, but like I said, it's not about liking the messenger. The truth is the truth. Kevin Samuels gave a really good example, even though he was being really ignorant with it. He referred to it as women being dishonest. He's like, oh, women lie all the time. What the fuck are you talking about? So I don't like his wording of it, but I got what he was trying to say. He was saying that women are allowed to alter themselves in ways that men cannot. For example, imagine as a lady, if you find out that the man that you are dating, he had in, 5 or 6 inch heels inside of his shoes. And you find out when you all get home, you come back to his apartment, and you're ready to have sex, and you're like, you only 5'8"? Like, my nigga, I thought you were like 6'3". You would feel misled and catfish, would you not? Well, how do you think your man feels when he sees you with a face full of makeup on and you got on a 20-inch, wavy, Brazilian wave, whatever weave, and then you come home and your wig come off and your makeup come off and you don't have on the eyelashes anymore and you got all this acne shit? Like, how do you think that man feels? Now, of course, they can use their brain. They can see that clearly this is not how you really look. You're wearing makeup. But you can't truly imagine just how different a woman looks as a man. Most men cannot unless they're in that field without it. Shoot, even then, everybody looks different, even with foundation. It makes a big difference. I can admit I look very different with makeup on versus not having makeup on. My feelings aren't hurt. I'm not taking it personal. I'm just being real. In general, and that's another thing to keep in mind. Rocket scientists, Einstein holes of Twitter. Nothing can ever have to cover everybody. We get that, Captain Obvious. It goes without fucking saying. For example, when people say, "Oh, black people know how to season their food. They know how to season chicken." Blah blah. Oh, black people. Now, we all know in the black community that we got plenty of people we could think of that we never eat their food, not because they dirty, but because we don't think they can fucking cook. Their cooking just doesn't taste good. Their mac and cheese tastes like shit. Their chicken tastes like shit. Okay, we understand it's a stereotype. There are black people that are vegans. However, let's keep it real. If you're trying to find a food that you think everybody at your black get-together is going to eat, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Chicken. Why? Because we fucking know. Niggas like chicken. Hey, white people, I'm keeping it real with you. It's true. It's true. We do. It's a safe food. Okay, let's keep it real. We can get into all the examples. Oh, well, that's not true. I know this one person who looks this way or who wears... Okay, and you want to know what? I'm an American, and I will be the exception to the rule because most American women do wear makeup, and a lot of it. Most American black women do wear weave, and a lot of it. I just got onto this bandwagon a few years ago. I wasn't doing that shit beforehand. And to be honest, I don't really care for doing it. I kind of want to stop. In fact, recently I did stop, but I've been switching back and forth. My hair is still short for the time being. I think once my hair gets back to where it really was, I don't know if I'll ever continue to wear extensions or weave. I'll do it for like videos and whatnot, but like going out, to me it's like an extra hassle. It takes time to put it in your hair. You have to worry about the extensions showing or the hair flying out your head, or when you have sex, you don't feel comfortable with inside your head. Doesn't feel good to sleep in and shower in. And there's lots of unsexy parts too. So to me, I don't find it worth the hassle. But at the same time, I do like the way it looks. Photographically, when you go out, you can look nice, especially for somebody that likes to have long hair. Like, I can admit, I admire long hair. I like wavy hair in particular. I understand why girls do it. This is not to bash you for it, but let's also keep it real. You recognize that you are not representing yourself the way that you truly are. You look totally different with a full face of makeup on versus without it, or light makeup versus no makeup. Most Japanese women do not wear full face, heavy coverage, tin shadows, contours. They don't do that shit. Why? It's not because they're naturally beautiful or something. That's not what I'm getting at. But what I am saying is, culturally, there's a difference in how makeup is treated. Generally speaking, your job doesn't allow that shit, for starts. Secondly, you normally can't wear makeup in school to begin with. People have much less experience wearing makeup before they become adults. And on top of that, men are a lot more vocal about their thoughts and feelings on the way that women look. Whether you agree or disagree with it, these are all things that, socially, culturally, whatever, form the opinions that women, Japanese women in particular, have about such things. Because men will tell you that they like light makeup, or they don't like long fake nails, or X, Y, and Z. Significantly less women are willing to get these things. Why? Because even though we have those politically correct, ultra feminist shit in the US and UK and everywhere else, the reality is most women, even in those countries, you care about what men think. These same women that claim, we're doing this, I'm a bad bitch, whatever. Why do y'all want to get fake titties? Why do y'all want to get a fake ass? It's not so your girls, your best friends can fill in your tits and suck your nipples and whatnot and fuck you in the ass with their dildo. No, let's keep it real. You want to look sexually appealing to men. You want men to look at you and be like, damn, she bad, she thick, her body look good. You want bitches to envy you. But you want them to envy you because they think you're getting the men that they want. It all ultimately comes back around and down to men, and nobody wants to say that. I'm not here to be politically correct. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I ain't make these fucking rules. I'm an American myself. But it just amazes me that people get mad at you for stating the obvious. And the part that got even funnier to me was they were saying how that's not true and how London girls, whatever, wear just as much makeup as Japanese girls, blah blah. And then she was saying, how are you gonna speak on behalf of all Japanese women? Like, have you lived everywhere? Well, I'm thinking, actually, I might as well fucking have. I didn't even go into detail with that, but I'm thinking, I've lived in just about every major city here in Japan, and I've lived in the countryside too. So technically, I can speak. I've also been here for nearly a decade, so yeah, I've worked, studied, dated here. I've experienced all walks of life here, unlike most people where they've only gone to school here or they've only worked here. I've been there, done that, did it all. And I was here on a tourist visa. And on top of that, I'm thinking okay, so it's okay for you to say that London, American, whatever girls do the same, which means that you're using your own two eyes experience to tell me what foreign women are like, but I'm not allowed to use my two eyes and experience to tell you what Japanese people are like. Do you not see the double standard? So because you're not living in Japan, it's okay for you to speak on people in your country, but I live in Japan and I can't speak on people in my country. And this girl has no idea what race I am, or the fact that I'm American, or nothing else. But just really funny how her and her other the girls are liking her comments back to me or whatever. I'm thinking all of you all are doing is showing that you're hurt while you're hiding it behind your clown face full of makeup, which is cool. And that's the thing that has always irritated me the most about foreign women in particular. This is something that I actually do admire about Japanese people. Don't get me wrong, because anybody that's watched my channel, I talk my shit about Japanese girls and Japanese people, period. I ain't capping for them bitches. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm speaking the fucking truth. It's not about me trying to only find bad things to say about Japan or Japanese people. There's things to admire and like about them. And in this case, I'm not even talking about admiring it. I'm telling you that there is a difference and that it depends on how much makeup we're talking about. A man not used to a woman wearing 20 pounds of makeup should be normal. That doesn't mean you have no experience having a girlfriend. That just means we've had to settle and change our standards. Likewise, what Americans consider as being fit or overweight versus fat is not normal. They just have to change their standards because most Americans are fat, myself included. I don't have to take things personally. I can admit that American women are a lot bigger than most women are. So what we consider as thick, what we consider as normal weight is fat morbidly obese and disgusting, sloppy, pig-like to other people in different countries. However, because this is all American men have ever known, and some people do just have a thing for big girls, and you've been taught in society to like this, what do you think that's going to do to you as a man? It's going to warp your perception of what's sexually attractive. Likewise, Japan has had the exact same thing. They've been taught white skin is beautiful, long hair is beautiful, big eyes, double eyelids, western nose. They think these things are beautiful. So that's why you'll see people, white people in particular, that'll come over to Japan and be ugly as fuck. And Japanese men and women will be like, oh my god, Ikemen, so handsome, so beautiful, whatever. And you'll just be looking like, ugh, that ugly piece of shit. But their beauty standards are different. For them, somebody wearing all of that makeup and crap looks clown-like, like something from off of TV. It's something that you can see in media and be like, oh wow, so cool. But for everyday makeup, no. In America, everyday makeup looks like, clown show type stuff. It looks like a drag show to people here in Japan. The stuff that you see on YouTube is Harajuku and, subculture type makeup. That's not normal crap that people wear on a daily basis here. And it's okay if you like that. I admire and like that makeup too. I'm not bashing people for wearing it or for liking it. But I am saying when it comes to dating, in a romantic relationship, it's catfishing. Because if this is how you're meeting the person, seeing them, you're thinking this is what they really look like, you're going to be in for a surprise when you see them wipe that shit off of their face. Likewise, you like girls with long hair, and you go on a date with a girl that got on, 30-inch Brazilian, curls and shit, and that crap come off, and you find her hair can't even go into a ponytail. Are you not going to feel catfish? As a woman, would you not feel catfish if a man was walking around with a prosthetic dick inside of his pants? You thinking this man got a 9-incher? You thinking that this man is 6'2" and he got stilts inside of his shoes or some crap? You would feel catfish, would you not? You wouldn't be like, well, I could tell you've never had a man couldn't say, I could tell you've never had a boyfriend then. No. You'd be like, yeah, you're right, I've never had a boyfriend that wears fucking high heels like a bitch. That's what you'd be thinking to yourself, would you not? It just amazes me how sensitive people are. And in this case, like, okay, so we have to be so politically correct that I have to pretend like my eyes don't fucking work. I don't know what Japanese girls look like, because you can name 2 people on YouTube or go to some town where everybody's walking around like circus freaks. Mind you, 90% of the bitches that you be seeing inside places like Harajuku and whatnot are foreigners. Chinese girls, Korean girls, Filipinas, Taiwanese, whatever, white women that are running around wearing outdated old 90s Lolita fashion type shit that nobody fucking wears anymore. That is not normal everyday Japanese makeup. Out of the millions of people that you see here on a regular basis, how many girls do you see with full face contour makeup, thick eyelashes, overdone eyebrows, eyeshadow? They don't do that. Makeup here is made to look really natural because it makes you look more youthful. The more makeup that you have on, the heavier it is, the more color, the palettes and heavy lipstick, it makes you look older. It matures you. That's just life. The less you have, the more natural it looks. The goal when wearing makeup is really to make it look like you are naturally this beautiful person. Not like this animated, robotic, drag queen, whatever type looking image. Some people like that shit. And if that's what you want to do, then fine, go ahead, do you, boo. But that's not the point. The point of this is saying men feeling like they got catfish. Of course, Asians wear makeup too. They just wear it differently than you do. And because they wear it differently, they typically look the same way. Very little differences. They look very similar without makeup as they do with it. I look very similar without makeup as I do with it. Why? Because I don't overdo my makeup. My makeup is always done very light. Go back and look at my videos. You can see videos of me with very poorly done makeup. And even then, I don't look drastically different without makeup. I don't. Why? Because all I do is I wear a foundation and a little bit of eyeliner, a little bit of mascara. Nothing being extreme and overdone. That's facts. Really, the same can even be said with my hair. I pretty much wear the same hairstyles. The difference that happens is when I do wear a weave, my hair becomes longer. But it's essentially the same style. Not much gets changed with that. However, I can acknowledge the fact that, yeah, I do look completely different if you're going to compare me with full face, overdone, eyeshadow, lashes, everything else, versus me without it. Don't take offense to it, just change the way you do it. And yes, sorry to break it down to you, but generalizations exist for a reason. On average is what we're getting at here. The vast majority of Japanese women don't wear extreme makeup. However, on average, the vast majority of Americans do. Y'all change the way you do your makeup every 3-4 years. People talking about 2016 eyebrows versus 2022. Y'all change stuff all the time. Japanese girls don't. They've been doing the same straight eyebrow, lightly lined eyes with a little itty bitty cat eye, 2 layers of mascara type shit, couple of falsies on the end, individual, like they've been doing the same crap for years. If you do wear eyeshadow, very light red or pink, very little, nothing extreme, the girl is not going to be unrecognizable. You're not going to look at it and be like, wait, Sachiko? That's, like, you're not going to look at it and see that. But here in America, well, there in America, the UK, wherever the fuck you are, you do that all the time. You see celebrities or, your best friend looking at pictures. That's you, girl? Without your makeup? Dang, you look the same person. Why? Because y'all use bronzers, extreme contouring, heavy, eyeshadow, big, thick, lashes and whatnot, and colorful lipsticks and all of that crap, the eyebrows, the threading. There's a lot going on that changes you. I ain't say it was bad. I'm just saying that if we're talking about the subject of catfishing and you're trying to say that men just don't have experience with women, no. The reality is the people that you're talking about are likely just not used to dating people that wear a ton of makeup, more than likely.
Let me also add one more thing. I'm not referring to filters. Everyone around the world in every country that allows them uses filters. I'm not talking about the Japanese girls that you see with super bleached white skin and the huge eyes and curling up their lips and shit. That type of stuff is for social media. If you go out in public in Japan, for anyone that lives here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Stay away from Harajuku. Don't point out the 2 teenagers that you see walking around in Shibuya, or the group of them, I should say. I'm talking about regular, everyday people, like the vast majority of women that you see here. They do not look unrecognizable. In fact, you probably find it difficult to tell people apart. I'm not even saying this inside of a racist sort of way. I mean, shoot, I'm saying this as a black person. I'm not sympathizing for Asians. They're literally the majority of the world. But back on subject. So to explain that, we're not talking about filters versus what people look in real life. I'm talking about seeing someone face to face in real life and them not looking the same. Because if that's the case, then fine. Yeah, almost every girl uses filters for their photos. How would you not want your photo to look well, edited, and beautiful? And before filters existed, people used them for professional photos. When you get professional photos taken, people don't want to see acne scars and blemishes and crap in the background. It gets smoothed over, glossed out, etc. That's a pretty normal thing. I'm not arguing about that part. I'm talking about the idea of people not looking the same. Most Japanese women are not wearing giant circle lenses or really big fake eyelashes. Teenagers normally do this. Let me also remind you one more thing. When you do normally see Japanese women wearing extreme makeup, the big circle lenses, the huge eyelashes, the crazy colored makeup, etc., 9 times out of 10, they're wannabe models on Instagram or TikTok. Or, number 2, they're high school students out on the weekend, or college students as they're having fun. They've spent their entire lives not even being able to wear colored lip gloss to school. They're finally getting the chance to be creative and play around with makeup. And I totally relate to that myself, because I wasn't allowed to wear anything for the longest. I was almost an adult when I was finally able to wear makeup, pretty much out of school. But at least I was still in high school. But of course I had limited resources and money from my mom. But that's all a whole other story. I'm just pointing that out because I know a lot of people use this excuse when it comes to fashion. They're like, oh, well, I see Asian girls wearing, tank tops and X, Y, Z. And it's like, yeah, you see it on TV. But in real life, normally when you see a Japanese woman wearing anything that's even remotely revealing, meaning, V-necks, plunge necks, short clothing, etc., they normally wear leggings underneath it or a shirt underneath it to avoid any cleavage, their back showing arms, etc. Do you see legitimate Japanese grown women doing this? Yes, but it's rare. It's not very common. And I will also say another little added kind of pass people get. Women that are mothers, especially that have young children, like babies, they kind of get a little bit of an extra pass too for the clothing that they wear, pregnant women and new moms. I noticed they do tend to wear clothing that can be slightly more provocative than the average person. You know, by Japanese standards, nothing over the top. But again, these are exceptions and not the rule. We're talking about the average woman. Again, the point is not comparing beauty, who do you think is the most beautiful, because if you're asking a Japanese person, regardless of what men might think, Japanese women and men find foreigners to be more attractive than their own race. And I know that people that have yellow fever cringe at the idea of that. It's not because they're being nice to you. They legitimately think you look better. You have the whiter skin, you have the long legs, etc. You have the light colored eyes, the light features, the big tall nose, etc. You have things that they wish they had. Their beauty standards are totally different here, just keeping it real with you. So we're not getting into that part about who looks the best without makeup. We're talking about being catfish. And while yes, there are Japanese women that look vastly different without makeup, we're not talking about one-off scenarios. I'm talking about your everyday average person. If you live in the US, you know what I'm talking about. You ever worked with somebody, or maybe you're that person, and they came into work and they weren't wearing the makeup, and people were asking them, "Oh, are you okay? Like, are you sick?" etc. Or they came to work without a tan. That's the type of person that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody just not wearing makeup one day. Oh, you're a catfish forever. I'm not even shaming the women for doing it, because I'm sure I've dated people that feel like I was, catfishing them, etc. I'm not trying to put myself as some exception to the rule. I'm just saying that realistically, I can agree and I'll give Japan their props. Generally speaking, you see what you see is what you get. The girls here don't look that damn different without being completely, dolled up with makeup. But to be honest, makeup is kind of, people joke about how men don't have to do much for their skincare routine. It kind of, I can't think of the word to do it. Basically, by wearing makeup, you're causing your skin to have more problems. Your skin is not made to be holding all that gunk and crap on it. It ages you. It causes you to break out more, etc. Even makeup that claims it doesn't clog your pores, it does. It's not natural. There's nothing natural about caking powder and minerals and shit on top of your face, 50 layers of it. And a lot of women don't even clean it off at night. And I'll be real myself. I used to be one of those women. You want to save your makeup for the next day, which was disgusting. But at least when I went through this phase, I was really in high school. There's grown women that do this type of stuff. So long story short, just putting it out there. We're not talking about filters. We're not talking about who looks the best. This isn't a comparison between Asian versus white or black or Hispanic girls. Not the purpose in this conversation. I'm strictly talking about being catfished and makeup. Makeup is not seen as something that you wear to show off your creativity here in Japan, which is the reason why the colorful makeup, etc., it doesn't normally exist in large quantities at stores here. And when you do see it, like I can literally count the times that I've seen a Japanese woman wearing makeup. Like, it just doesn't happen here. In fact, every time that I can count has always been like at Harajuku, Shibuya, Akihabara, somebody wearing cosplay. Never a normal everyday outfit. Foreigners really love this subculture because it's so different from our own. I'm not bashful for it. I enjoy it too. But this is not what normal people wear here. So like, people try to give examples of so-called Harajuku girls, which is really a thing of the past. And like, oh, look at these girls. They're wearing a ton of makeup. That's not a normal everyday person, not even close to it. That'd be the equivalent of showing an American wearing a Halloween costume and then saying that this is American fashion. It's just not. Or showing some, gothic emo person. It's a subculture. Nowadays, it's even more of a subculture than it used to be. It's a rare subculture that kind of phased out. Emos, so to speak, don't really exist anymore. And I used to be a part of that group in school. So that's a whole other story. I'm going to get into all that crap. I can make this video go on for, 6 hours if you let me keep talking. But I just want to throw that out there because I know some smart ass is going to be like, oh, that's not true. I could think of this scenario. Or I see Asian girls wear, filters all the time and a peak or whatever. It's like, we're not talking about filters and photos. We're talking about going on a date with a woman and bringing her back home. Sorry, my alarm is going off. And seeing a completely different person. That is what this video is about. I met you in person. I saw you in person. I liked you. I date you for a week or two. You come back to my place. We spend the night together. The makeup comes off. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, it's the same person. That's what I'm getting on. And that's definitely much more of a Western phenomenon than something here in Japan that you will experience. Do Asian girls wear lashes? Do they wear extreme makeup? Do they wear wigs and weave? Yes, they do. But keeping it real, they wear significantly less than we do. And I will say in their defense, hair extensions are more popular here than legitimate wigs are. And I actually personally don't really wear wigs. I wear hair extensions. I used to wear wigs at the very beginning of my bald headed whole phase, which was now 4 years ago now. But I'm not saying this because I feel good with myself. I'm insulting myself. I'm an American. I'm just saying that I find it so funny that people get so offended by the truth. Don't get your feelings attached to it. Facts are facts. I'm a black woman and I can admit that yes, most black women wear a weave. Nothing personal, not to be insulting. And still, keep your hands to yourself. You don't gotta ask me questions about my hair. I'm totally on your side with that. But let's not sit around and lie and pretend like it's something that it's, well, not. Most white women age pretty quickly. Most white women tend to like to wear extreme makeup, eyeshadows, lipstick, etc., than possibly any other race of women. Does it mean that all white women do? No. None of my white friends here in Japan do. But I'm just giving an example. We're speaking on statistics and facts. Nothing insulting, nothing discriminatory, whatever. It's a cultural difference in how people choose to wear fashion makeup. Let's talk about clothes, since this seems to be a less sensitive topic. Most Americans dress very sexy and provocative in comparison to Japanese women. Do all Japanese women dress conservatively? Absolutely not. But let's keep it real. Seeing people showing neck, cleavage, skin, arms, knees is not so much of a taboo thing in the US. In Japan, if I could see a woman's knees, it feels kind of weird. Like, oh my god, I can see your collarbone, your shoulder, is your back out? It gets attention. When I lived in the US, everybody's wearing a V-neck. I don't give a crap about that. And I feel like it probably affects the men here too, which is why, breasts, etc., and legs are such a big thing here. Because even when girls wear dresses, they're normally down to their ankles or at least mid-calf. You don't normally see thighs, upper thighs. You don't normally see knees. You don't normally see, people's backs, their neckline, etc. Normally dresses, not the neckline, but, their cleavage area. Normally dresses come all the way up to really above your collarbone, or at least a little bit below it at the very, the very least. So, all right, I'm done. Let me get back to the video. Just have to say that real quick.
So, it's not that men don't have experience with dating girls. They're not used to dating girls that overdo it to the point where you can't even recognize this is the same person. You're catfishing. That simple. Likewise, if you're wearing all this body contouring stuff and, you have on waist trainers and crap and cinches and that and the other, and then when that shit comes off and, you got back rolls and flab and shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been there, done the shit. I've been gaining weight recently too. I'm not here to get on you. I'm just saying, let's keep it real here. It's catfishing because the guy that you're with is thinking that you're smaller than you really are. Same thing goes with photos. All girls know, I've done this before too. She all still do it as we move on. When you take pictures, what do you do as a girl? You look for the best angle to make your body look as good as possible, perfect angle with your stomach, tucking in, sucking in, shit. Like, yeah, we do it, okay? We all know that. It's misleading though, is it not? It is. Because if the guy that you're with is thinking that you have the cinched waist and, snatched waist or whatever the crap, and you look a certain way, and then when they see you in person and you don't look that way, they're gonna feel misled. I didn't know she was fat. I thought she was thin. I thought she was thick. Again, just look at how you feel as a woman dating a man. You're thinking that he's tall, he's showing himself with pictures where he's towering above everybody, and then you find out he was just hanging out with really short people. He had on high heels, 5-inch boots and shit. How is that going to make you feel? Wouldn't you feel catfish? You would. He's posing with a Lamborghini and sort of this super, big mansion shit. Is, oh, look, I was just visiting a friend of a friend's house. I rented that car 10 years ago. That's not my Lamborghini. Would you not feel catfish? Because you more than likely were dating a guy because you thought he had money. You thought he was tall. And now you find out, oh, you're not a doctor? But you had no. I was just cosplaying as Dr. Mario. How are you going to feel about that? You would feel catfish, right? Okay, you fucking would. Okay, but that's how he feels too. I ain't saying you can't wear makeup. I ain't saying that men don't do shit wrong, that they're not bad, and they don't catfish. I'm simply responding back to the tweet and defending what I said. I ain't say Japanese girls can do no wrong and they're all perfect and they don't ever wear makeup, but let's keep it real. On average, no, they don't. And sorry, Einstein, you smart asshole. Just like how you have not met every girl in London and every girl in New York or, Los Angeles, etc. You know what women look like on average there because you live in that country. You've lived in that city. You've seen what most people look like. I don't need to meet every Asian girl in Japan to see that most people have black hair and small eyes. Likewise, I don't have to personally meet every black person in America to tell you that most black people eat fried chicken on a regular basis. Most black people have big wide noses. Most black people have dark skin. Most black people have 4-type hair. Do I have to personally meet every black person and run a survey on them? No. I have 2 fucking eyes and I can read and I can see. And I got a big old nose to smell that damn chicken. And with that said, guess what? I know what black people look like, what they do, what they eat. You ain't even gotta be black. Look at the black people that you see on TV. Look at the black people in your community. Look at the black people in real life in your country. What do you see? As a white or Asian person or Hispanic person looking at black people, observe. How can you tell the difference between a black and a white person? First dead giveaway is their skin complexion, is it not? We're going to be so politically correct to the point where, oh, that's not true. Black people come in so many different shades. What if it's a black person that just looks like they're white? You know, Rachel Donzello's, whatever the fuck that bitch name was. Okay, smart ass. Yes, we get it. On average, though, do most black people have blue eyes and white skin? No, they fucking don't. You can tell who's black and who's not based off of how dark their skin is, dark their eyes are, wide their features are. You always gonna find some exceptions to the rule, and in this case, that would be the exception and not the rule. A Japanese girl that wears costume-like makeup would not be your everyday Japanese woman. Likewise, the American who chooses, I don't wear makeup at all, or I wear makeup but very light. Shoot, even that. The definition of natural looking makeup is so fucking twisted with foreign women. Y'all be saying, oh, I wear natural looking makeup. And they have on 10-inch eyelashes and, you know, contour and bronzer. I'm like, that's not quite, I mean, that's more natural than, I guess, wearing pink, yellow, and blue eyeshadow. But, ma'am, that's not natural looking makeup. I can see that that's not your face. It doesn't look natural. You look put together. You look plastic. It's still not natural makeup. So people even debate on that in the U.S. And I'm talking about the U.S. because I'm an American. And then the bitch is so dumb. It's like, you are aware that London is Western. Because I said Western women. Just to make it easy instead of saying Europe, America, naming every little country in between. People are so damn sensitive. So anyway, let me read the initial tweet that I was quoting that started all this shit to begin with, since people want to act dumb with me. In fact, I had one person that said they felt like UK or London girls wear more. Okay, so this was a tweet. They said,